This is Chris's.
Yeah, I got the one.
I think they messed up on there. Oh, you're supposed to go 32 offset on it.
You good?
It's like 32 offset.
All right, we call the City of Staples City Council meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, welcome. We'll get started right away with the approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Roy and second by Mary. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 2 is to approve our consent calendar, which is minutes of the previous meeting and payment of bills.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mary, second by Roy. Discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 4 is to consider adopting Resolution 1844, and that's the approval of our annual liquor license.
So in your packet, there is a copy of Resolution 1844. There is also kind of a list of liquor licenses on the following page, plus all of the applications with certain information redacted on there. You have Lefties, B&B's, Staples Off Sale, Staples Food Corporation, Ives Family, Liquor Depot, Las Corrales. There is one whereas dealing with local legends over some code issues. What we're proposing is that be approved contingent on receiving a letter of approval from Scott Sadusky, our building official, and the state fire marshal's office on some code issues. So working with them, but that gives us the flexibility. If they resolve the issue in the middle of next week or the following week, we can still get that license sent into the state prior to July 1, so they can get that license issued. So I don't know if there's any other questions related to that, or any of these for that matter.
So if it doesn't get done in time, then their liquor license is suspended until it is?
It will essentially expire at the end of June.
Okay.
That's our renewal period on there. So same, almost an identical situation and issue to almost 3 years ago to the day, as far as the adjacent building and not jumping through the necessary hoops to meet code on that, so.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve Resolution 1844?
So moved.
A motion by Doug, is there a second?
Second.
Second by John. Any discussion, questions? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Move us to item number 5, and that's to consider approving Tabardina County's Fire Association Mutual Aid Contract. Agreement.
So in the packet is a copy of the mutual aid agreement that all the fire departments in Todd and Wadena County enter into, basically to support each other. I believe this is a 5-year, it was about 5 years ago we renewed it last time. Language is basically the same as it was at that time, updated dates. You can see in the first paragraph the different communities and their fire departments. Not all of them are just in Todd and Wadena County, as you may notice, but so anyway, good agreement to have in place related to mutual aid, and I would recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Roy, second by Ron. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6 is to consider adoption of resolution number 1843, granting Spectrum Mid-America LLC a franchise extension to December 31 of 2020.
Copy of Resolution 1843 is also in your packet, very similar, almost exactly except for the dates to what we approved at our meeting in December, as we continue to work with Spectrum, Charter Spectrum on our franchise renewal. So needs more time to work on it.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Roy. Second by Tom. Any discussion? All right, not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Sorry, Tom, I had a little brain blank there for a second. Who's that guy on the end?
You're not facing each other.
And we'll move to item number 7, that's commission reports. Like there's a couple of them, and each having some action, but start with Trish and the Park and Rec Board.
Good evening. We'll get to this. So we met a couple weeks ago. And
We're good.
we talked about our summer programming and schedule, which keeps shifting a little bit. Our bike rodeo was pushed back a couple of weeks due to Jake being sick, and then the weather didn't look promising, so everything's kind of shifting, but it is getting situated now. We had an adjusted marketing plan for summer, as we had some things pop up that we weren't anticipating. In front of you is equipment. So this is out of fund balance. I'd like a budget adjustment. This is a horizontal rock climbing wall, and it goes in the gym, and the kids can climb from one end of the gym to the other. So no safety harnesses, nothing like that. There's mats that get put up when it's not in use so that it can't be accessed. Bounce houses. These are for our programming only. They will not be rented out or utilized in any other capacity other than for Parks and Rec. So railroad days, different events that we participate in, and then at the center for kids camps and different events that we have there. And the last one is a slide control. I found one that works. And I think that'd be a great thing to kind of renew the use of the pool.
So you want action on that
Do you want to do that
now midway, or
Yeah.
you're gonna go through the rest of the?
I don't have a whole lot. Our meeting was really quick, getting some material board waiting for us. So in the parks, I gave an update. The schedule is ever changing, we keep adding things all the time. The school use agreement has been good. We've been having more games and practices out there, better communication with the AD, which has been great. The campground seasonal sites, we had 8 returning and 5 new, so we only have 1 open site. I've handed out multiple packets of information. I have no doubt that will be rented by the end of the season, the start of the season. And then we just went through project updates. So Dower Lake has a lot going on. Actually, our paving bids just came back yesterday, so we'll see even more motion out there. Other than that, the caboose will get painted this fall, the diving tower with the community foundation. I finally made contact with Katie, and we can get the signage up, and the sails, have shipped, finally. The grow gazebo is just waiting for concrete work. We're kind of pairing all of the city concrete work together to get the best price possible and make for sure that we get it all done in 1 year, so that's been good. The ball field at Pine Grove, the bleachers there are kind of not conducive to sit on, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull those ones and put our movable ones, is that what we're called? The ones on wheels out there, because we have Babe Ruth that's gonna be playing out there all summer long, and that makes it a little bit easier for them. Other than that, we have some work going on out at the Dower Fields. The softball group is doing some infield work. Lots of things going on. So the kitchen pavilion is gonna get work done starting next week. The bathrooms, the walls, the sheeting behind all the walls is rotten, so we're gonna pull it all out and see how bad it is and get it fixed. So, if you have any questions, more than happy to answer.
So with that action item, the Park and Rec Advisory Board is asking us to consider recommendation to approve a budget amendment in the amount of $10,000 to decrease the community center fund balance and increase account to purchase a water slide for the pool, because I don't think any of us really know what that account number really means. So bounce houses for the program and event horizontal climbing wall in the gym.
For the auditors.
That's for you guys to know. We just know that we're gonna decrease the fund balance.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, I got a motion by Ron, and a second by Roy. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Excuse me.
Was that a no?
No, that was it. I said yes before I sneezed. I emphasized my yes.
Motion carried. Sorry, Mary.
Those will be some great additions up to the community center for kids, so.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you guys.
All right, then that'll move us to Public Works. Scott?
Okay, at the last council meeting, we had talked that, Joe and I were working with Dan Carlisle from Todd Rodina Electric Co-op, working on some kind of, service territory agreement with, being that the Kabliska property was, being on the edge of our service territory, it would be expensive for us to serve. We came to an agreement in principle, which essentially cuts the current agreement in half when it comes to serving the technical. So that would have us take it over in July 1st of 2023. And then Todd would do a service by exception for that Kabliska property. We just got back the lawyerly version of the agreement today, so we have not been able to run that by Todd, but what we were looking for from the council, and it is a recommendation by the Public Works Commission, is that the council agree to the agreement in principle, that we cut the current agreement in half, so we serve the Technic building in July, and then Todd would serve the Kabliska property to service by exception.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, motion by Roy and second by Mary. Any discussion, questions?
That, do we, at some point in time, do we take back that Kabliska property when we run a service out there, or is that?
No, it would be there's no reason to bring three-phase down there as of right now. it'd be a mile doing a three-phase, and, just the cost of it it would take decades to recover.
Yeah.
It was, looking at it, you know, I think Daryl had mentioned at the last meeting, we don't like to give up service territory, but I think with what we get in return, this is gonna work out good for us, it'll work out good for Melissa too.
Because the rest of the property is already on Todd Wad, right?
Yeah, it's most likely going to be, it's one piece right now. The chances of a big expansion happening or growth out there for us is basically nil. You know,
The other undeveloped property out there is already in Todd Wad service territory. So if you go west or south across the road, that's Todd Wadina's service territory. So that's really where he's building that shop right now, is the end of the line, you know, as far as us, and there's no other demand for three-phase anywhere down there.
I guess that McKechnie deal, I thought we weren't due to take that over until when?
Right, we're cutting it in half. There's 5 years left for us to take it over, and we're gonna get it in 2.5 years instead of 5 years. And there is load on that, so even though it's vacant.
Any other discussion or questions? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Scott?
that's all I got.
All right. Any questions for Scott?
Yeah, seems like our streets aren't getting swept, they're,
Yeah, the sweeper has had a lot of downtime for repairs. It's mostly, problems that have to be fixed with a computer, and so it's been difficult. It's adjustments, and moving the brooms up and down and getting them to the right depth on the street and things like that, so. Yeah, we've been quite a bit behind on the streets even this year.
when is that gonna get accomplished?
Well, as soon as they have time, they've been mixing it in with mowing and, I guess I'm not sure what the status of the sweeper is right now, if it's running or if it's down. But, yeah, they haven't had a lot of downtime with it.
Thought that was all rebuilt when we got it. Apparently it wasn't.
It's run good for the most part, but this year just,
I'd like to see our streets get swept, they're looking pretty shabby. Our gutters are bad. Over in my area, anyway.
Okay, thanks, Scott. And that'll move us to open forum. Anyone? Okay, no one? City administrators report.
All right. The only person in the room that most of you don't know, I will now introduce Tara Greer. Tara is our incoming city clerk finance director. So I'm gonna be sure to welcome her. Thank her for coming over to the meeting tonight and coming to us from Hewitt. And we'll be starting on June 16th. So, again, thanks for coming and welcome. Just a few other quick items. iWorks software is being put together, and we're doing trainings basically weekly on the permitting and licensing stuff, so that when that's all input, we'll be able to hit the ground running with it. Just an update on local option sales tax / LGA, probably not a surprise to anybody, not much got done at the legislature. Conference committees are still meeting, so I'm talking pretty regularly with Representative Poston, trying to make sure that House language is staying on the radar with with the House side conference committee, and he's also communicating with Senator Weber, who's on that conference committee. So keep our fingers crossed. A special session, I think, is coming up like around the 10th of June. somewhere, right?
16th, I thought.
14th. So we'll see what happens there. Also, we are doing some preliminary work on that EDA application for a grant from federal EDA. Just doing a little bit of conceptual type work on what we would be able to do with that. Citywide cleanup reminder, that is on June 11th, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Household hazardous waste is accepted as well, and we will get that down to Browerville afterwards. And then coming up probably at our next meeting, the federal funding, the ARPA funding, I want you to listen to this carefully. Interim final guidance, not final, but interim final guidance is out, and we did at our department head meeting this morning talk a little bit about that, and going to start identifying things that those dollars can be used for over the next 2-3 years, and the exact dollar amount we don't know yet. There's some, I guess, math that the state or feds are still working on dealing with, I believe, 2019 census numbers and figuring out what the exact allocation is. But it'll be somewhere in the 3 to 320 range, somewhere about in there. First half of that will be allocated in June of 21, second half in June of 22. So we'll be looking to do a resolution ahead of getting that at our next meeting, and then we'll also be having conversations about what uses we want to identify for those dollars. Lost revenue is a component of it. They talked about broadband infrastructure, water, sewer types of things. Other COVID-related expenses and so forth. So I don't know if the final guidance will ever come out, so we'll go with what we have until we see something different. So that is all I have tonight. So unless there's questions from the council.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Roy and second by Ron to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Adjourned. I won't be here next. Yeah.